Left out of my sister's wedding, I decided to take a vacation instead. When everything fell apart on her big day, my phone started blowing up with desperate calls from the entire family. "You're being dramatic. It's only a wedding," my mom insisted, as if that would make it better. Not a single invite had come my way. So rather than sit around stewing, I booked a trip. Just a few days later, message after message started pouring in from relatives. I sat motionless, eyes fixed on my phone, rereading the text for what felt like the 100th time. "Hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. The guest list is locked in, and we had to make some really hard decisions. Hope you get it. Love you. Tough cuts. Tough cuts." The words repeated in my head like a scratched record. I wasn't some distant relative pulled from the attic of family history. I wasn't a friend of a friend from childhood they hadn't spoken to in a decade. I was her brother. Her brother. The same brother who had stood by her through every breakdown, every disaster, every sleepless night of doubt and drama. And she tossed me aside like an afterthought. Staring at my phone, a numb ache spread through my chest, the kind that sneaks up slow. I almost laughed out loud. It had to be a mistake, right? Still holding the phone, I hit call and waited. My mom picked up on the second ring, sounding chipper. "Hey, sweetheart, what's going on?" I skipped the pleasantries. "I just got a message from Chloe." My voice stayed flat as I continued. "She said the guest list is finalized, and I'm not on it." There was a pause, just long enough to confirm what I already knew deep down. "Oh, honey," she sighed, dragging out each syllable in that familiar tone she used whenever she wanted to make me feel unreasonable. "It's only a wedding. Don't blow this out of proportion." Only a wedding. That stung like acid in my gut. "Are you serious?" I asked, trying to keep my tone level. "Mom, I'm her brother. How does that not warrant an invitation?" She made that infuriating tisk sound, like I was a child making a scene over nothing. "It's nothing personal. They had to keep it small and—" "Mom," I interrupted, my voice sharper now. "Chloe posted on Instagram. She invited 150 people." Silence, then a dry, awkward laugh. "Well, you know how weddings are. Expensive, chaotic. Maybe they just assumed you wouldn't mind missing this one." The words hit me like a sucker punch. "Wouldn't mind," I echoed, stunned. "I've been there for Chloe through everything. I helped her move twice. We paid half her rent when she got laid off. I was the one picking up the pieces after her last breakup." I barely paused to breathe. "But I'm not important enough to witness her walk down the aisle?" "Oh, come on," my mom huffed. "You're being dramatic. It's just one day." I let out a dry, joyless laugh. "Overreacting, right? That's what I'm doing." I could already see how this would play out. I'd get upset, she'd dismiss it, Chloe would offer some generic apology later, and I'd be expected to move on like always. Not this time. Something cracked open inside me. If I wasn't worth including, then I was done being available. I ended the call without another word, opened my phone, and started browsing. If I wasn't going to my sister's wedding, then I was going somewhere far better. A real vacation. The more I thought about it, the hotter the anger burned. I wasn't someone who lost it over petty slights. I'd let plenty of things go before. Chloe had forgotten my birthday more than once. She only reached out when she needed something. And Mom? She always expected me to be the forgiving one, the patient one, the bigger person. Chloe could do no wrong, apparently. But this wasn't just a slight. It was a full-on rejection. And I wasn't about to sit around sulking while the rest of them played picture-perfect wedding without me. If I didn't matter enough to be part of it, then I certainly wouldn't be around when they decided I mattered again. I opened my laptop and started checking flights. If Chloe could celebrate the happiest day of her life, then I'd make sure I had the best damn week of mine. Within an hour, it was all set. I booked a 5-star, all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean. Oceanfront suite, spa treatments, private beach access. I used to tell myself trips like this were too expensive. But not this time. This wasn't just a vacation. This was a declaration. When her wedding weekend rolled around, I was already cruising at 35,000 feet, sipping champagne in first class. I made sure to snap a photo, legs stretched out, glass in hand, and post it with a caption that said it all. Guess I didn't make the guest list, but I think I'll manage. The reactions came in fast. A few cousins replied with laughing emojis, and my aunt, bless her, commented, "Good for you. Should have taken me with you." But the most satisfying reaction? That came straight from my mother. She sent 3 texts in rapid succession. Mom, where are you? Mom again. Are you seriously skipping your sister's wedding over this? And then the classic, you're being petty. Petty? She hadn't seen anything yet. I didn't bother with words. I replied with a photo. A perfect shot of the beach, powder white sand, turquoise waves stretching into the horizon, and a view that looked like it belonged on a travel brochure. Then I powered down my phone. I wasn't going to let them drag me back into their drama. Not this time. For the first time in what felt like forever, I was choosing me. Not guilt, not obligation, not family politics. Just me. And it felt liberating. By the time I arrived in paradise, whatever sliver of guilt I might have carried had already melted away. As I stepped out of the airport, the air wrapped around me like a warm embrace, rich with the scent of salt water and blooming tropical flowers. Waiting at the curb was a private car, a sleek black SUV stocked with chilled towels and cold bottled water. Luxury, peace, control, all the things I hadn't felt in a long time. As we cruised along the coastline, I leaned back and watched the waves crash in rhythm with my thoughts. Back home, I imagined the chaos. My family amicably scrambling through last-minute wedding prep. Mom, no doubt, trying to explain away my absence with some watered-down excuse. Chloe, most likely laughing it up with her bridesmaids, my name never even crossing her mind. But out here? I wasn't forgotten. I wasn't brushed aside. I was front and center in my own life. For once, the only priority that mattered. The resort looked like it had been plucked out of a dream. Inside the lobby, tall palm trees reached toward the sky, growing right through the floor. The whole place was open air, letting the ocean breeze drift through like it owned the place. And the staff, they didn't just welcome you, they handed you a cocktail before you even reached the check-in counter. My suite, something out of a movie. Floor-to-ceiling windows that framed the sea like art, a massive balcony of my very own, and the softest, most indulgent king-size bed I'd ever seen. I tossed my bag on the bed, stepped out onto the balcony, and just stood there, breathing, smiling, finally feeling like I'd done something right. Then, because I couldn't resist, I snapped another photo of the view and posted it with this caption, "When one door closes, another opens, preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas." And yes, I wanted them to see it. I hoped they did. Maybe then they'd get just a taste of what being excluded felt like. And that was just the beginning. My first full day in paradise was, in a word, incredible. I kicked off the morning with room service, piled high fluffy pancakes, a platter of fresh fruit, and a cup of coffee so divine it made every brew I'd ever had before taste like sad brown water. And then I did absolutely nothing I didn't want to do. No obligations, no expectations, no walking on eggshells for the sake of family peace. Just me, the sea, and a schedule built entirely around joy. By the time the sun hit its peak, I was stretched out on a sunbed by the infinity pool, martini in hand, watching the waves roll in like clockwork. Every so often I glanced at my phone, not to check in with my family, obviously, but to scroll through the growing pile of reactions on my vacation posts. The comments? Absolute gold. Cousin Ethan. Bro, where are you even? Aunt Karen. Okay, now you're just flexing. An old college friend. Dude, next time bring me. And then the notification that really made me smile. Chloe saw your post. Ah, so now I had her attention. I could picture it vividly. Her sitting in some bridal prep room, sipping cheap champagne, scrolling through Instagram, only to see me living my best life while she's quietly spiraling about napkin colors or seating charts. Perfect. I leaned back, took another long sip of my drink, and thought, enjoy your big day, sis. Hope it's everything you dreamed of. But then, just as the sun began dipping toward the horizon, something odd happened. My phone started buzzing like crazy. At first, I dismissed it. Punkel-micably more likes, more comments, more people jealous of my view. But then I noticed the names. Mom, Chloe, Ethan, even Uncle Mike. Call after call. Texts pouring in nonstop. I raised an eyebrow, curiosity creeping in. Finally, I picked up the phone and unlocked it. The first message I saw was from Mom. Mom, call me. It's an emergency. An emergency? At the wedding? That would be ironic. I debated whether I even cared enough to reply. Then another ping, Ethan again. Ethan, dude, you are not going to believe what just happened. Okay, now I was interested. I sat up, brows furrowed, and started scrolling through the flurry of notifications. And what I discovered? Honestly, it was better than a tropical breeze and a bottomless drink combined. Chloe's picture-perfect wedding had completely imploded. Text after text told the story. Ethan, brother, you dodged a missile. Mom, call me right now. This is a family emergency. Chloe, please, where are you? I need you. I let out a low whistle, leaned further into my lounge chair, took another sip of my cocktail, and kept scrolling. Then came the message that made me choke on my drink. Cousin Samantha. The groom walked out. I nearly spit my martini across the deck. He what? Apparently, in a twist worthy of a rom-com finale, the groom had just left. Naturally, I couldn't resist. I texted Ethan. Me. What do you mean, he left? Ethan didn't hold back. Ethan. During the reception, total meltdown. He and Chloe got into it, and he just walked out. Like straight up left the venue. Gone. Then a follow-up. Ethan. Oh, and Dad and Uncle Mike ended up screaming at each other over who was making the family look bad. Grandma cried. The venue had shut down the bar early. Total disaster. I leaned back in my chair, smirking into my drink. Funny, really. My sister had made it crystal clear she didn't want me at her wedding, decided she didn't need me there. And now, suddenly, I was the first person they were all desperate to reach. I could practically hear my mother's voice echoing in my head. You need to fix this. Chloe is devastated. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and pass on that one. Another message popped up, this time from Chloe herself. Chloe, answer your phone. Please, I need you. Oh, now I mattered. Now I was needed. I took a long breath, let it out slow, and typed a single line in response. Me. Sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was a blast. And then I blocked her. Blocked my mother too. And for good measure, I blocked Ethan, just in case he got dragged into whatever guilt-fueled group chat they were planning. Then I flipped my phone into Do Not Disturb mode, waved down the bartender, and ordered another drink. While they fell apart back home, I was here, basking in the sun, wrapped in peace. For a brief, blissful minute, I forgot about the circus unraveling back home. Almost. Then I glanced at my phone. Even though I'd blocked the usual suspects, there were still over 20 missed calls, from random numbers, burner phones, who knows? They were trying everything to get in touch. A handful of voicemails had somehow slipped through. Despite my better judgment, I tapped play on the first one. My mother's voice, tight and panicked. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is in pieces and we need you here. The family needs to come together right now. I rolled my eyes and deleted it without hesitation. Next one. Chloe. Her voice strained, almost pleading. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please, just call me back. Delete. But the third message? That one had me grinning. Ethan, whispering like he was hiding in a closet. Dude, Mom and Aunt Karen are planning to ambush you at your apartment when you get back. Just giving you a heads up. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's honestly hilarious. Now that was a voicemail worth saving. I tossed my phone onto the bed and stepped out onto the balcony. The sun was just starting to rise, casting a warm, golden shimmer across the ocean. I closed my eyes and let it soak in. Back at home, the whole family was punkel-micably scrambling to control the fallout. Meanwhile, I was sipping espresso in a hotel bath, Uncle Mikey, utterly unbothered, living my absolute best life. And the most satisfying part? They were finally getting a taste of what I'd felt, being pushed aside, ignored, forgotten. The irony was kind of beautiful, honestly. But I wasn't done yet. I grabbed my phone, snapped a photo of my breakfast spread, fluffy pancakes, vibrant fruit, and a mimosa so perfectly golden it could have blinded someone, and posted it with the caption, "Starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is holding up okay." Just for the amusement of it, I opened up my blocked messages and scrolled through the flood of missed calls. I grinned, ordered another mimosa, and went right back to doing absolutely nothing. Returning those calls? Yeah, that wasn't in the cards. They could untangle their own mess. I was on vacation. By midday, I was lounging beneath a private cabana, tucked away from the rest of the world, umbrella drink in hand, watching the tide roll in. Then my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a random number or someone I'd blocked. It was cousin Samantha. Her message read, "Samantha, okay, I know you're mad, and honestly, you have every right to be, but you need to hear what happened after the wedding. Call me. You're gonna love this." I raised an eyebrow. Samantha had always been the one relative with her head screwed on straight, so if she said it was worth hearing, it punkelmikeably was. Despite my hesitation, I dialed. She picked up on the first ring, clearly thrilled. "Oh my God, you actually answered," she gasped. "Okay, are you sitting down?" I looked around, ocean in front of me, cocktail in hand, total peace surrounding me. "Yeah," I said with a chuckle. "I'm in a pretty solid spot for whatever this is." Samantha barely held in a breathless laugh. "Okay, so after the groom walked out, Chloe completely lost it. And I don't mean she got a little emotional. I mean full-on meltdown. Screaming, crying, throwing things at people." I smirked. "Sounds about right." "She was inconsolable," Samantha went on, clearly enjoying this. "Everyone was trying to calm her down, and then your mom overheard Aunt Karen whisper something." I blinked. "What did she say?" "She said, honestly, if he had been here, this punkelmikeably wouldn't have happened." I sat upright. "Wait, me?" "Yup," Samantha giggled. "She was telling people that you've always been the one to talk Chloe down, to fix things when she spirals. That if you were there, you'd have talked sense into the groom, or somehow saved the whole event." I laughed, loud and genuine. "So let me get this straight. They banned me from the wedding, and now they're blaming me for not saving it?" "Oh, it gets better," she said. "Your mom snapped at Aunt Karen, called her ridiculous, and they got into it, right in front of everyone. Full volume." "Of course they did," I muttered, grinning. "Then Grandma got involved," Samantha added, trying to catch her breath from laughing. "She told Chloe, loudly by the way, that this was all her fault, said she'd brought misfortune on herself by excluding her own brother." I nearly dropped my drink. "Number way," Samantha was cackling. "I swear." She looked Chloe straight in the eye and said, "If you had treated your family with more respect, you wouldn't be standing here in a wedding dress, alone." I leaned back into my lounger, smirking up at the sky. "That's actually poetic." "Oh, and one more thing," Samantha said, still going. "Your mom tried reaching out to the groom's family after everything, like she could fix it or something. But his mom just smiled and said, 'This is your Punkle Michaelum now.'" I had to set down my drink before I spilled it from laughing. "So," I asked, catching my breath, "where does that leave Chloe?" Samantha sighed, still crying, still blaming everyone but herself. "Last I heard, she's scrambling to salvage what's left of it. Some kind of backup plan. But honestly, she's not coming back from this." I shook my head, grinning. "You know what the best part is?" "What?" I took a slow sip and said, "I don't care." Samantha burst out laughing. "Honestly, I don't blame you. I just thought you'd want to know that karma finally showed up." "Oh, I love knowing that," I said, raising an eyebrow. "Thanks for the update, Mel. No Punkle Miklum. Enjoy the rest of your trip. And for the record, you made the right call." I hung up feeling more satisfied than I had in years. They wanted a wedding without me. And now, thanks to their own self-centered choices, they'd ended up with a train wreck instead. I raised my glass to the sky. to the best decision I've ever made. Then I turned my phone off completely, leaned back into my cabana cushions, and let the beach airs sweep away whatever was left of the shame they once made me carry. I didn't check my phone again for the rest of the day. Instead, I booked a sunset cruise, let the warm breeze tousle my hair, had a five-star dinner under the stars. While my family was back home, elbows deep in wedding fallout, I was savoring the greatest steak I'd ever tasted. And at some point, maybe between courses or during a lull in the music, a strange thought crept in. Maybe I should feel sorry for her. Then I remembered. She excluded me without a second thought. No hesitation, no explanation. So I lifted my wine glass, took a long, slow sip, and let that truth settle. I snapped one last photo of the view, the ocean stretching endlessly, bathed in sunset gold, and posted it with a single caption: zero regrets. With a satisfied smile, I turned my phone off once again. Let them stew. I was done playing the backup plan in their never-ending family drama. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. No guilt weighing down my chest, no simmering tension, no last-minute family crises dumped into my lap. Just me, the waves, and an entire day reserved for absolutely nothing. I stretched, ordered room service, and, out of sheer curiosity, turned my phone back on. Big mistake. Within seconds, the notifications came crashing in. Mom, you need to stop acting like a child and call me. Chloe. I can't believe you're doing this to me. You're so selfish. Mom again. This isn't funny. Chloe's heartbroken. Don't you even care? Unknown number. Punkle Micably, my aunt. We need to fix this family before it's too late. I groaned, shook my head. It was almost impressive how quickly they went from pretending I didn't exist to expecting me to fix everything. And then one message caught my eye. Samantha. Okay, I get that you're ignoring everyone, but you should know your mom's trying to organize some big family talk when you get back. Just a heads up. I nearly laughed out loud. They actually think I'm coming back like nothing happened? Like I'll just walk in, get hugged, get guilted, and pretend the whole betrayal never existed? Yeah, no thanks. I typed out a quick reply, me. Thanks for the warning, but I won't be there. A few seconds later, Samantha. Wait, what do you mean? Me. I'm extending my trip. They wanted to cut me out? Fine. Now I was cutting myself off. I could practically see Samantha's expression. Equal parts shock and admiration. Her reply came fast. Samantha. Okay, that's iconic. Tell me everything when you get back. Whenever that is. LOL. I grinned, set my phone down, and opened my laptop. With a few clicks, the trip was officially extended. One more full week of ocean, sun, and silence. No family meetings, no emotional blackmail, no more pretending. Just me and the water. And the best part? There was absolutely nothing they could do about it. Before heading out to the beach, I sent one final message. Group text to Mom and Chloe. Me. Oh, now you want me around? Sorry, too busy enjoying everyone's reactions. Have fun cleaning up your own messes. Then, one final act of freedom, I blocked them. For good. I put my phone face down, ordered another drink, and let the sun melt the last of the weight off my shoulders. No guilt, no tension, no regrets, just peace. And it was, without a doubt, the best decision I've ever made.